Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was 36 years old when he stepped into Truman Burbank, the man who didn't know his entire life was a TV show. The irony? Carrey's real life had already been a performance for survival long before Hollywood called. His family became homeless when he was a teenager. They lived out of a Volkswagen van. He and his brother worked 8-hour night shifts as factory janitors at age 15. He dropped out of school, moved to Hollywood at 19, and got booed off stage at his very first stand-up performance. He used to write himself a check for $10 million dated for Thanksgiving 1995 and kept it in his wallet. Just before that date, he found out he was earning exactly $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. The belief came first. By The Truman Show, he was the highest paid actor on the planet. He took a pay cut to do it $12 million instead of his usual $20 million because he believed in the role. He won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Drama. Hollywood finally stopped calling him just a comedian. In 2026, Jim Carrey is 64 years old with an estimated net worth of $180 million. But behind the fame, it got darker. He battled depression for years. In 2015, his girlfriend Catriona White was found dead from a prescription drug overdose. She was 30. He was a pallbearer at her funeral in a small village in Ireland. The lawsuits that followed dragged his name through years of public pain. He stepped away, quietly, completely. In February 2026, he appeared at the César Awards in France, his first major public appearance in years. He revealed a partner named Min Ah and called her his sublime companion. The man who made the world laugh had found something quieter, something real. Truman was looking for a way out. Christof made sure he never found one, and the actor who played him spent 40 years proving he was the exact opposite. Ed Harris. Ed Harris was 47 years old when he played Christof, the cold, obsessive creator of Truman's fake world. He played him without a single villain's smirk. Like someone who genuinely believed what he was doing was right. That's what made Christof terrifying. The role earned Harris his second Oscar nomination and won him the Golden Globe. In 2026, Ed Harris is 75 years old with a net worth of $25 million. He never stopped working, not for a single year. After Truman Show, he directed and starred in Pollock, earning his third Oscar nomination for Best Actor. Then The Hour's his fourth nomination. 4 Oscar nominations across 8 years. No wins, no bitterness, just work. In 2022, at 71 years old, he appeared alongside Tom Cruise in Top Gun Maverick, one of the highest-grossing films in history. That is Ed Harris. He has been married to actress Amy Madigan since 1983. Over 40 years together. No tabloids, no scandals, just 2 actors quietly building a life. Christof built a fake world. Meryl sold everything inside it. And the woman who played her? She sold nothing and built everything. Laura Linney. Laura Linney was 34 years old when she played Meryl Truman's perfect wife who product places cereal in the middle of an argument and smiles through every crisis. Linney played her as disturbingly convincing. She had already been Oscar nominated before The Truman Show. She was never the loudest name in the room, but always the most prepared person in it. In 2026, Laura Linney is 62 years old with an estimated net worth of $14 million. Mystic River, Love Actually, The Savages a third Oscar nomination, John Adams on HBO an Emmy win, then Ozark on Netflix 4 seasons, playing a woman unraveling in slow motion, 2 more Emmy nominations, and one of the most talked about performances on streaming television. 3 Oscar nominations, 4 Emmy wins, a Tony nomination from Broadway, no social media, no tabloids, just one of the greatest living actresses working steadily and without needing anyone to notice. Truman's wife was always lying. His best friend was always watching. But what happened to the man who played the friend who knew everything and said nothing? Noah Emmerich. Noah Emmerich was 33 years old when he played Marlon Truman's best friend since childhood. The man supposed to be the one person Truman could trust, who carried the weight of that lie every single day on screen. Yale-educated, son of a concert pianist and a prominent New York art dealer. Not the obvious Hollywood type. But he had a stillness on camera that directors kept coming back to. In 2026, Noah Emmerich is 61 years old with an estimated net worth of $4 million. Frequency, Miracle, Little Children, Super 8. But television is where he finally broke through, starring as FBI agent Stan Beeman in The Americans on FX from 2013 to 2018. Widely considered one of the greatest TV dramas ever made. His performance won him the Critics' Choice Award for Best Supporting Actor. One more detail, his older brother is Toby Emmerich, former chairman of Warner Brothers Pictures. Noah could have used that door. He never did. The friend who lied on screen, and now the woman Truman really loved, who tried to warn him, and in real life faced something no camera ever captured. Natascha McElhone. Natascha McElhone was 28 years old when she played Sylvia, the only person in Truman's world who genuinely loved him, the woman who tried to warn him and was exiled for it. She had already worked opposite Anthony Hopkins, Brad Pitt, and Robert De Niro. The Truman Show put her in front of the entire world. In 2026, Natascha McElhone is 56 years old. In May 2008, she was in Los Angeles, pregnant with her third child, filming Californication when she got the call. Her husband, Martin Kelly, one of Britain's most respected surgeons, had been found unconscious on their London doorstep. He was 42. It was the day after their 10th wedding anniversary. He never regained consciousness. She flew home immediately. 3 children, a baby on the way, a husband gone in a single night. She did not disappear. She wrote letters to him every day. Those letters became a book after you, letters of love and loss to a husband and father. She kept working. Californication, Designated Survivor, The Crown, Halo. And in 2026, she stars in Young Sherlock. She rebuilt everything, not loudly, not for attention, just because that was the only direction left to go. Sylvia spent the film trying to save Truman, and now the woman who played his mother, who proved that love has no expiry date and no interest in what anyone thinks. Holland Taylor. Holland Taylor was 55 years old when she played Truman's fictional mother, engineered to keep him comfortable and from ever looking too hard at the walls of his world. Holland Taylor had already spent decades building one of the most respected careers in American television. 2.5 Men, $75,000 per episode. A Tony nomination from Broadway. Over 120 credits. In 2026, Holland Taylor is 83 years old with a net worth of $12 million. In 2015, at 72 years old, she slid into the Twitter DMs of actress Sarah Paulson. They had briefly met years earlier. A decade later, that moment became something more. Sarah Paulson is 32 years younger. The age gap became Hollywood's most discussed relationship. Not because of scandal, but because of how openly and unapologetically they loved each other in public. Holland has spoken about her worry not for herself, but for Sarah, about leaving someone behind. At 83, she is still working, still sharp, still the most quietly powerful presence in any room she enters, the mother who was never real, and now the man in the control room who became the most decorated actor in this entire cast. Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti was 30 years old when he played Simeon, one of the control room directors quietly managing Truman's reality from above. Maybe 4 lines, easy to miss completely. His father was president of Yale University, then commissioner of Major League Baseball. Paul grew up on Yale's campus where being intelligent was not remarkable, it was the minimum requirement. He entered Hollywood at the very bottom playing bellman, extras, background roles. Nobody noticed him in The Truman Show. The same year, nobody noticed him in Saving Private Ryan either. In 2026, Paul Giamatti is 58 years old with a net worth of $25 million. Sideways, Cinderella Man first Oscar nomination. John Adams on HBO Emmy winner, Golden Globe winner. Billions on Showtime, $250,000 per episode, 7 seasons. And then The Holdovers in 2023, playing a bitter, lonely boarding school teacher, Golden Globe for Best Actor, second Oscar nomination. Critics declared it his finest performance in a career full of them. The man with 4 lines in the control room became the most award-decorated actor in this entire cast. One quiet, brilliant performance at a time. The man in the control room became the most decorated actor in this cast, and the man who played Lawrence quietly became one of the most consistent leading men in American television. Peter Krause. Peter Krause was 32 years old when he played Lawrence, a small background role in Truman's perfect fake world. Easy to miss, impossible to ignore once you knew what came next. Born in Minnesota, son of 2 school teachers, started college as a pre-medical student. Junior year he discovered acting and never looked back. He earned an MFA from NYU Tisch and paid his bills bartending at Broadway's Palace Theatre, alongside a young writer named Aaron Sorkin. Years later, Sorkin created Sports Night and cast Krause as the lead. In 2026, Peter Krause is 60 years old with an estimated net worth of $20 million. 6 Feet Under on HBO 3 Emmy nominations, 2 Golden Globe nominations. Parenthood on NBC, where he fell in love with co-star Lauren Graham on set. 11 years together, a quiet separation in 2021. Then 911 on Fox 7 seasons, $165,000 per episode. Executive producer on the same show he starred in. He is also a certified pilot, which somehow perfectly suits a man who always knew exactly where he was going. The neighbor in the fake world, the leading man in the real one. 8 people. One film that changed cinema, 8 lives that went in every direction imaginable. Some chased Oscars, some lost everything and rebuilt quietly. Some carried grief the world never saw. And one at 83 is still proving that the only rule worth following is your own. That is what The Truman Show did. It didn't just ask whether your life was real. It launched these lives and forced every single one of them to find out. If you missed our Titanic cast then and now, it's right there on the channel. Drop your next cast request in the comments. This is Star Allies, and we are just getting started.